right. Introducing Patrick Gustafsson. For people who don't know him well, Patrick is a lot. Even for the people who do know him well, sometimes he's still a lot. But he brings a lot of energy and heart to everything he does. He works hard to be a good student, and he's grown a lot this year. And I'm excited for him to share that growth with you. So without further ado, Patrick.
In order to succeed, you must fail. Muhammad Ali. From the quiz corrections and late night playing the sport I love after a big loss in a tournament, you must fail in order to win. Physical. A year ago, I started playing a small sport called squash. When I started playing squash, I didn't know how serious we'd get. I didn't really think much of the sport until my coach and his son told me that I had a serious future in it. I started to beat some of the guys on my middle school team after I first started playing, after the hard work and determination I put in. I continued to play every day, and I got pretty good. My first tournament was in Philadelphia for middle school nationals. After that tournament, I was hooked, and I noticed that I could get pretty good at it. Recently, I'm top 70 in the nation, and I made the high school varsity team, and I love it. We went to high school nationals this year as well. Some of the people that I have met in the sport, so I will never forget. One of my main inspirations is a guy named Alexander Scott. He has taught me so many things due to hard work and determination. He is also a very good squash player. Ever since he left for college at St. Lawrence, I have improved a mile. I started playing 7 days a week and 3 to 5 hours a day. This sport has also led me with many social things as well. I've met many new people around the country and in the upper school. Sadly, we came up short in high school nationals this year to a 4-3 loss. But in order to succeed, you must fail. Next year, we'll have a lot better team due to players getting better in team chemistry. Academic. Before I came to collegiate, I had a very tough time with academics. There was never any teachers that would help me with my work, but now they care about you. They care about your grades and living up to your potential. When I came to collegiate, it was way more advanced than all the other schools. At other schools, it was cool not to try, but at collegiate, it was the opposite. I will be attending collegiate for high school next year. ADHD and ADD have played a big factor in my learning to this day. I get distracted very easily and sometimes wander off in class. I've never been good with focusing, but needless to say, I've gotten a lot better at it. One thing that has helped me is the teachers at LCS, being able to draw attention to the class and making it fun for everyone. English has also been one of my hardest subjects for as long as I could ever remember. But ever since I went to Mr. Bees' class, I felt way more comfortable and has learned a bunch more than I ever have. My essays have improved from the beginning of the year, and his class is so much fun. One class that has helped me with speaking out is Mr. Haas's class. He likes to put me in my place and occasionally slap me in the back of the head. But he can be nice sometimes. Ever since I can remember, I've never been good with quiz and test taking. But over the years, I've slightly improved. But I do love my retakes in science. My favorite part about the test taking is the retakes, because you can learn from your mistakes. You have to achieve failure in order to succeed. And trust me, I've failed a lot. But I've done my retakes and I've succeeded. Academic is a big roller coaster that has just begun, and I hope it won't stop. Social. My social life has been a great aspect of my life. I've always liked to make new friends everywhere I go, or just hang out with the ones I know. I've gotten to know a bunch of new people when I went to collegiate. I did already know some, including Lee, Trey, Wilson, and Jack. But I've met a lot of most of my best friends on online school in 6th grade, and they're still my friends to this day. There was 2 people that really helped me being comfortable in collegiate's environment. Lee and Trey have been some of my best friends ever since 6th grade, but I've known Lee since he was 4 or 5. They're the main people that I would talk to in and out of school, and I've made some of my greatest memories with them. I've grown to a bigger group of people now that I just hang out with. I've made some of my most memorable memories with them. The sleepovers and all the trouble that we get into have been some of the best memories of my life. I mostly remember the movies that we watch on the couch and more fun things we get into. I've also met a bunch of new people in the squash community in the upper school and on the East Coast. Also, after school on Mondays and Wednesdays, I help out the collegiate lower school coaches and coach the lower school squash team. I've grown pretty close with all of them and look forward to seeing them after school. You might see them coming up to me in the hallway sometimes screaming Patrick during morning break or just random times. It's always cool to see them improve and just have fun to be with them. Self is one part of my me speech that I really had to think about. but I really do try to devote some of my time to God. I don't do the best sometimes, but He has played a big role in my life. It seems whenever I pray, I get more relaxed and secure where I am. I'm baptized as a Catholic, and I went to Catholic school for 4 years. One part about my old school that I miss is the mandatory mass that we went to on Wednesdays. Even though I thought it would be annoying, I knew it was the best for me. My class also did confessions and prayers, and I learned a lot more and got way more attached to God. Recently, I've been slacking on my religion, but I've been trying to slowly get back into it. My grandfather played a huge role in my religion as well. He was a huge inspiration for me, and we would go to church on Sundays and maybe even Saturday night mass. But ever since he left in Florida, it has not been the same way whatsoever. I've almost stopped going to church, but I still say a prayer before I go to sleep. My family often goes to church on the religious holidays, but I never feel like it's good enough to do my task. I don't really know where my grandpa is all the time, but it sucks because he had cancer. So I only know if he's okay when he sends me gifts in the mail. I pray that he's still good, because I know he would want me to do that. I was also very close with my grandma, who I called Mimi. She was the sweetest person ever and couldn't hurt to fly. She passed away when I was about 7 or 8, and it was the first family member I ever lost. It was a very traumatic experience for me, since I spent many weekends with her and saw her as a role model. But it's part of life. You have to learn from it. Now to my dedications. It was not very hard for these, but my first dedication is to Mr. Haas. He always tries to make me my best self, and always makes me want to go to his class because of his personality and he's being funny. Thank you, Mr. Haas. My next dedications are to my mom and dad. Thank you for always being there for me and always being able to cheer me up when I'm down, and you also sacrifice more than I could ever ask for. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Conclusion. In order to succeed, you must fail. Muhammad Ali. You can fail making a friend, fail a test, or simply just lose a squash match, but that's not what matters. It matters about bouncing back with perseverance and determination, and you must keep your head up and keep going forward. Thank you for listening to my speech.